I almost got nabbed by the fuzz. My GTI is back again. I had to get my oil leak fixed. It was the oil filter housing. It crumbled to powder. I went in for an oil change, and I said, you still got that oil leak. I think you're going to have to get it looked at. I said, yeah. I said, oh, okay, I will. Maybe next time. After they put the oil in, it was pouring. So good thing it happened while I was there. So I said, well, and when you know it, I was thinking I could just take a little extra money and fix my air conditioner. Because, not that I use the air conditioner, but it's nice to have it working. So I got the pressure test on that and got it recharged and all that. And then that happened. So then he said, yeah, you can bring it back. Then they saw the leak and they go, nope. You got to put it back. We're going to keep it. And I said, I think my wheel's been making noise in the back too. And when he came back, he says, your bearings are bad. Have you ever gotten bearings? I said, no. I said, the only bearing I ever got was the front right. So I remember replacing the front right. It would go thump, 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 like that. Well, the back sounded like my tires were making noises, but it didn't sound like the bearing. I thought bearings always thump. They just were going whirr. That's kind of a cool sound, but I said that's not normal. So 3 bearings later, oil leak later, I said, since it's in there this long, can you have your vinyl guy come back? I was going to do the whole car, but you know what? What's a quick fix? Just get done what needs to be done, which is the roof and the hatch. So I got the roof and the hatch redone. So it's not perfect, but I feel like I'm back to normal again. I can turn my lights off. The sun has risen. The sun has risen. The sun has risen. And I have my GTI again. 182,000 miles on those wheel bearings. Just think about that. Do a Google search of how long wheel bearings are supposed to last. I think even in Volkswagen, I looked up Volkswagen, they recommend after 135,000 miles, right? 135,000 miles to 155,000. 182,000 miles those wheel bearings lasted. So I don't think it's something to be ashamed of. I think this car is, I was really fortunate, the things that happened in my GTI, and it just all contributed to it being lasting. Remember, if you look back even in my old videos, I had to get the mechatronics unit replaced, remember? Because they said, well, there's a recall on it because it's inside your transmission and they're having problems with them getting too hot, they're overheating and they'll fail. I said, did mine do that? They go, no, but we're just going to replace it. So at about, 55,000 miles or something, maybe not even that high, I got a brand new mechatronics unit. So now that might go again, but the thing is, that helps that. I got a brand new one, and then they had to give me new DSG fluid. So I got my DSG fluid changed more often than it needed to be. So instead of every 40,000, I did 40. Then I did that one. Right after that, I did it again. Then I did 80. Then I did 120, 160, and I keep going. But I think it's really contributed to just the way things worked out. Helped my GTI to last this long. And I would have to say, me driving the hell out of it. Because I remember meeting some people early on, they go, do you drive it like you're supposed to? I said, you mean like? He goes, yes. He said, these things are made for the Autobahn. And I did. And believe me, when I'm in automatic mode, I don't do it. If I'm in automatic mode, I just drive automatic. I'm just like, like Granny Jones going to the store. Now, I do get spirited sometimes in automatic mode, but I don't go for the gusto in automatic mode. I put it in Tiptronic mode. I have never driven casually in Tiptronic mode. And I think that's the key too. If you have a DSG transmission, it's going to learn by your driving habits with that fuzzy logic, and you gotta drive it like it's meant to be. Because I think it even assigns shifting points for your gears based on the habits of the way you drive. So if you get your new GTI and you baby it, you put it in Tiptronic mode and you drive like, you know, not even going to the red line or ever doing that, then your Tiptronic would be like, huh, he doesn't know how to drive. He doesn't even want to drive it. So it sets the shift points at different places. Then when you decide to drive it like that, you ruin the transmission. Who knows? All I can just tell you, my experience, 182,000 miles, in Tiptronic mode, I'm driving, baby. I am driving. I go to the red line, you know, I get up there, or close to it, every time, between gears. So, and in automatic mode, that's why I drive in fourth gear a lot of times. I like it. I like it to stay in fourth gear because you get the most fun out of that gear. Has the most pulling power on the street. Like if you're just like going the speed limit, all of a sudden the light's changing. You can go, oh, I can make it. If you're in 6, you ain't gonna do it. See, listen. Okay. Just gotta watch for the fuzz. Keep my head on a swivel. That's how you're gonna drive the GTI. You gotta be looking every corner. Oh, there's a car coming in. Oh, whew. It's a minivan. The bane of our existence. Man, there was a guy today. There's a big semi-tractor trailer, and he can't help it. He's just going. Then a car was just driving next to him, like down the highway, just driving next to him. The two people in front of me got mad enough for him that I didn't have to get mad. They went around him and I just was like a video game. I waited for my moment and I waited for there to be opportunity and left him in the dust. But what's wrong with these people? That I think they actually get up in the morning and they go, you know, how many people can I tick off? I'm going to go 35 miles an hour right alongside of a semi-tractor trailer as he's just trying to get up to speed. And he can't for like a mile. But I'll show you the vinyl once we get in here. I got to climb it like a... Oh, boy. By the way, the... I think it was the heat shield for the axle cover. It's an axle cover or something. Was all hanging down. That's what that rattling was. So we just removed it. I don't need it. So I'm gonna look and see. Now I'm also gonna be inspecting it this week to see how everything's going. If I hear the noises on this. I'm going to switch back into automatic mode because I'm in the parking lot anyway. If I hear anything. And it's so quiet now. New wheel bearings, man. They're like it's a whole assembly though. It's not like the old days where you just get like a little bearing. It's like a wheel bearing assembly. It's got the whole thing. That's why they're expensive. The two rear ones are a little bit less expensive. I don't hear anything. It's quiet. It's quiet, man. Quiet. I'm just going to give you a little preview of what the tint looks like, and I'm going to go. I got the ghosted out FS tuning now. It's just subtle and it blends in, you don't notice it. So my banner's been replaced. The entire roof has been replaced. The back is back. It's my GTI MkV. Stage K04 APR.